So don't be shy, come up and say hi at any time. We love to talk and see new faces. And this is actually the first time that I get to speak to an English-speaking audience. So thank you for that. Everybody understands English, right? You have English speakers. Good. This is my wife, Dr. Joanna Fry.
Thank you. So I'm Dr. Joanna Fry, and well, I come from a very different background. I come from junk food and terrible eating, but around 19 years old, there's this Indian doctor that was living in Puerto Rico, and I was introduced to him, and he introduced me to the healthy pillars of living. You know, sleeping, eating well, being outside, and others. And I did start to practice that, and he taught me about cooking and the importance of cooking all of your meals, right? And a plant-based diet, which he called tropical naturalism. That's what it was called. And it's still called over there. So I started practicing that, but I was doing the whole plant-based food or the tropical naturalism and sleeping, but I was still drinking a lot of alcohol and doing drugs. Oh my God, I was a wild child. And I moved to the States around when I was 20 to study. I went to school in New York. And I was always the plant-based chick, and I used to be a dancer. But I was always into alcohol and smoking, just terrible lifestyle. But eventually, I met my husband, and we were introduced to this way of eating and just living hopefully. What is this lifestyle? And our lives changed. And then we had a child, and he's been introduced since he was born to this way of being. And now we're here. And I'm having, Dr. Fry sees most of the patients. I do a lot of education because I'm the one who speaks Spanish. So I do have a social media platform. I'm constantly educating all the Hispanic community because, are there any Hispanic people here, by the way? 2 people, great. So there's very little information in the Hispanic community. So for me, it's been an amazing pleasure to educate, and I see the feedback I get from the audience, wanting this information, never hearing of this before, tired of the conflict of interest that we hear from other people speaking. So that's what I pretty much do in our business. I run it, he does all the patient handling, and then I do a lot of education. So I hope to see you on Sunday. I'm going to be talking about raising healthy families. And if you don't have any children, don't worry. This applies as an individual and for your community. And I'm going to talk about strategies that we're going to use to implement this lifestyle, which can be really hard at the beginning, especially when you have people around you that do not support you, right? Anybody feels like that? Over there, Sandy's like, yes. So we've all been through that, or going through that, or we'll start going through that. So the best way is to have those strategies so you can handle it in the best way possible, and that you can actually be what? Consistent, because that is the key. That's what we see a lot in our patients. They come in fast, they reverse their disease, or they get way much better, but then eventually they go back to where they were before. And it's that consistency, that knowledge, and the practice that will get us to be where we want to be, which is what, be healthy, and emanate health, and be an influence to others, our family members, and our friends, right? So, Sunday at 10. And if you have any questions, just come over me, speak English and Spanish, okay? Thank you.